as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information, such as name, image, and any shared message, may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded, and said recording may be used in the future as the club sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International and University Malay Toastmaster Club from all claims, damage, right, promises, damage, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with use or distribution of said video recordings and photo image, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, and defamation. All right, here a couple of important things. First of all, please have your video switched on throughout the meeting as one of means of interaction with other participants. And please keep your speaker on mute when you are not speaking. For guests, you are encouraged to partake in the table topic session where you can practice to give important speech. And most importantly, the meeting will be recorded for a purpose. For any speech that require no recording, kindly mention before presenting the speech. Right, so I'm now inviting Mr. President to give opening speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Min Kang, and I'm the president of Toastmaster Club. The theme for today is learning from examples. This theme comes from the fact that we're having an external speaker from the other Toastmaster Club. In today's case, distinguished Toastmaster Ravin coming over to give a speech. We hope all the members today will get inspired, will get motivated, will learn from people outside of the clubs. We don't do this normally. We always have our own members giving speeches in our clubs because they wanted to practice. But in today's, we're glad to have outsiders come over to our club to set us an example of to give a speech. So word of the day today, emulate. I want to give you a quote. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. It's from the Albert Einstein. I'd like to thank 4 people from coming over to help us. First of all, thank you, Jun Hong from CBRE Toastmaster Club, coming over again as General Evaluator. Welcome. Also, welcome Nazira from MISA Toastmaster Club. Again, thank you for coming as Speech Evaluator. Also, welcome Yankei from TMI KL Toastmasters. Thanks for coming as the Table Topics Evaluator. Finally, thank you again, Ravin, distinguished Toastmaster, coming over as speaker. So I hope today you will gain something new. I hope today you'll gain something from speakers. I hope something that's in these 2 hours, you don't go back empty. Get something for your future, for your improvements, and for your Toastmaster journey. Thank you. I will now pass the stage to our Toastmaster of evening. Let's welcome Yi-Jin.
Thank you to the President.
Sorry, Yi-Jin, I think that your voice is not that clear. The microphone.
Hello. Am I audible?
Now it's better.
Okay. So, good evening to everyone. My name is Yi-Jin, and I'm the Toastmaster of the evening for today. My role is to host today's meeting. So I would like to give a history lesson of Toastmasters International. TI is formed by Dr. Ralph Smedley as his effort to train the men in speaking and conducting meetings. First meeting was held in California, US, and the organization has slowly expanded internationally. Today, there are over 282,000 members in 144 countries, with members of more than 134,000 Toastmaster Club. Our history of Toastmaster Club. So Toastmaster Club is part of Toastmaster International that has been operating since 2007. The first meeting was held at the Faculty of Language and Linguistics, and it has produced graduates with good public speaking, communication, and leadership skills. Today's meeting will be classified into 3 parts: table topics, prepared speech, and evaluation. Table topic session allows guests and members to practice impromptu speaking and thinking. In prepared speech session, club members attempt pathways projects and present to members and guests. In evaluation, speakers will receive constructive feedbacks by evaluators and other technical role players. So there are the 4 role players here, which will help everyone to improve. Now I would like to invite Grammarian Nicholas to introduce yourself. Nicholas.
Hi guys, my name is Nicholas. Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper languages as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is emulate, which means to copy something achieved by someone else and try to do it as well as they have. An example of using the word is, they hope to emulate the success of other software companies. Each speaker is encouraged to use the words of the day. I will give the Grammarian report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Yi-Jin.
Thank you, Nicholas. Next up, I would like to invite Xiaoyang to introduce his role as the accountant. Xiaoyang, handing over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Xiaoyang and my role is accountant. The purpose of the accountant is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Xiaoyang. Next up, we will have Zhijun as our timer of the day. Zhijun, handing over to you.
Okay, thank you, Yi-Jin. My name is Zhijun, and I'm the timer for today. So as a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red background, which denote the specific times remaining. Thank you.
Thank you, Zhijun. Finally, let's have Junhong as the general evaluator. Junhong.
Thank you, Madam TME Yi-Jin. Hi, everyone. I'm Junhong. I'm from CBRE KL Toastmasters Club. My role as a general evaluator is to give general comments for before the meeting, during the meeting, as well as after the meeting. For my role, I will also host the evaluation session. And now back to you, TME.
Thank you, Junhong. Now we're going to the tables of topic sessions. So handing over to you, table topics master of the day, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Yi-Ching, for the introduction. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Right now, it is one of the most exciting portion of the Toastmaster meeting, which is the table topic session. Allow me to share my screen. The purpose of table topics is to have members to practice thinking and speaking on the feet. We also want each member to have the opportunity to speak at each meeting. To help you practice, I have prepared a few topics to choose from. Table topics are short, ranging from 1 to 2 minutes. At the first minute, the timekeeper will display the green light. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the timekeeper will display the yellow light. While at the second minute mark, the timekeeper will show the red light and the speaker will have 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. It is important to note that after the green light has been displayed, the speaker have reached their goal and it is time to end their speech. Right now, can I have the first brave soul to volunteer as the first table topic speaker?
Jeffrey, I think there are some volunteers sign up, pre-volunteers, right?
Wait, pre-volunteers. Wait, let me check. Yi-Chin is the first volunteer. Can I have Yi-Chin to pick a door?
Can I have 8?
Door number 8. Yi-Chin, END stands for effort never dies. END stands for effort never dies. Yi-Chin, the stage is yours.
Thank you to Jeffrey. Sorry, can you share screen? Can I have a look for at the? Okay, thank you. Thank you to Jeffrey. So my given topic is END stands for effort never dies. So this somehow applies to me in think matrix, should I say for that? Because although during matrix time, we were quarantining every day and we were surrounded by COVID-19, my effort to make 𝐂𝐸𝐾's Chinese society a better place never dies. For example, we have planned a few of events ahead, like actually we have a Chinese New Year celebration. However, it disappeared as firstly, we don't get support from the HDP. Secondly, there's, how do I say, too much of participants that are unable to join also. And at that time, COVID was really, the COVID cases is increasing in my matrix. So we don't really have more physical activity. What we do is we change our events to online by just having online wishes through each other and to get to know each other more and to make our matrix life something memorable. Yeah, I think that's really what we have, what I can do for effort never dies, although we are in an endemic. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the inspiring speech. I believe that is the prime example of why END stands for effort never dies. Can I have the next brave soul, please?
Hi, Jeffrey. I have. Should I?
Oh, okay, Salah, can you pick a door aside from number 8?
Yeah, 3.
3, all right. Salah, students today are less smarter because they rely on example solutions from internet to solve class problems. Students today are less smarter because they rely on example solutions from internet to solve class problems. Salah, the stage is yours.
Yeah, I will just take 30 seconds. So, okay, I am starting now. I agree with this statement, completely, fully agree with this statement, because I have been through this process also. Unfortunately, in my beginning, period of from till bachelor life, actually, I couldn't have the opportunity of using any kind of internet resources, especially for education purposes. There were a lot of difficult issues for that purpose, but I worked completely hard on physical material. There were no any kind of internet solutions, so I just completely focused on these kind of materials. So I think it's true that students, mostly students, are now lazy just because of these internet solutions, although there might be some pros also, because we know each and everything have some pros and cons, but I believe it has cons. Internet has made us too lazy, worthless, tardy. So I think we should work hard, and we should work hard practically, because life and as you can also see that people are very comfortable. Students, especially students, have been very comfortable during internet on internet applications, like social media applications, in WhatsApp or in other things, in chatting especially. But physically, when it comes to physical, they become very much fears, and they can't even talk properly. So, and they hesitate especially. So I think it has damaged our life. And maybe there are some pros, but I don't agree with the pros of internet. So we should work hard. We should go on, physical materials. And in the end, I'm just talking about on my own experience also. I also taught for 2 years in primary, area, but and I realized that fact, that students were always going for assignments through internet process. So I think we should avoid this. Thank you.
Thank you for the inspiring speech. I agree that I prefer to use physical textbook rather than ebooks to study. For the next speaker, can I have the third brave soul to volunteer?
Can I try?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Trying to get the name of Danish.
Danish, yeah.
All right, Danish, can you pick a door aside from number 8 and 3?
Number 1.
Number 1. Danish, who is your role model and why? Who is your role model and why? Danish, the stage is yours.
Wow. I've always got this question time and time again. Okay, now that I'm off from the massage chair. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, if there's any guests. Now, who is my role model and why? Time and time again, to be honest, I've always got this topic for almost a lot of my table topics. I've always got this question. Yes, who is my role model and why? Therefore, instead of giving a specific name, I don't think I can really name a specific role model. The key to being a role model is you. You are you. Just like our new multimedia you see tagline, MMU is you, be you. Why? Because only you know yourself. Only you can set the goals. I know there's always this saying, for 2022, my goal is to finish up my goals from 2021 that I did not accomplish in 2020 and so on and so forth. The cycle goes here and here. I'm sure everyone has heard of that quote. Now, how can we be our own role models? First of all, as I said, only you can know yourself. No one else knows you. You set your destiny. For example, I have this when I was in secondary school. My goal was to achieve at least an A+ for biology. While it did not happen on A+, it still, once I set that goal, I at least managed to score near there, which I got B in the end for biology. That was for my trials. Now, had I not set the goal, I may not have achieved it. Therefore, as I said, it's only you can determine it. You can determine your success. Therefore, in a nutshell, who is my role model? I would say I wouldn't have any specific role model. The only role model is ourselves. We are the ones who chart our future. In order to emulate the success of others, we first need to look at ourselves on how we are going to work towards our own success. With that said, that's all from me. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you for the awesome speech. I agree that instead of looking up to someone, we can always be our own role model. Can I have the fourth and final speaker for this table topic session? Looking at the list, I have Noor Hasina.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go for number 5.
Number 5. Noor Hasina, if you were the education minister, what is the first thing that you would change? If you were the education minister, what is the first thing that you would change? Noor Hasina, the stage is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. So my topic is, if you were the education minister, what is the first thing that you would change? Okay, this is a very interesting topic. So I would say that I would make sure that education is free in Malaysia, and we would be echoing as same as Finland, because I believe in Finland the education is free for all, regardless of your background, race, religion. It's all free. I think when it comes to education, everyone deserves to be educated. And as an education minister, it will be the greatest accomplishment if you would make education free for everyone. I think that's all. I have nothing else to explain.
Thank you very much for volunteering. Yes, I do believe that Finland is one of the top countries in terms of the education sector. Now, everyone, it's time to vote for your favorite table topic speaker. Okay, thank you again, everyone. I shall now pass the control to the Toastmaster of the evening, Yi-Chin.
Thank you to the table topic masters, Jeffrey. Saya able to proceed. Oh. Okay, we will proceed. Okay. So now we will proceed to the photo session. Can everyone switch on their camera?
I was just about to grab some water. Lucky I came back.
So yes, AA, can I get your help to take photo? Pass it to you, ASAA.
No, you unmute. Are you muted? Salah, do you want to have your video on? If you see me without my video on, because
Okay, one more. I think everyone freestyle or smiling. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Danish, you're so far away. I thought that's a virtual background, like freezing.
Okay, thank you.
Am I nearer now?
Yeah, better. Okay.
Okay, thank you for that. We will now have a 5 minutes break and we will come back at 8:35.
Okay. Yankee, hello. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. Hi everyone. My name is 𝐸𝐴. I'm the current VPE for 𝐶MI-KL Toastmasters Club. And as it was mentioned in the chat somewhere, I believe that 𝐶MI-KL is the oldest Toastmasters Club in Malaysia. And we meet every first and third Wednesday of the month. So our meeting we're actually having a meeting this Wednesday. It's going to be a special one, by the way. I'm extending the invitation to everyone here in this room. We'll be having a special forum discussion. And the topic is how effective, wait, let me find the topic. How do effective leaders communicate and lead in 2030? So if anyone is interested to join, do PM me and I'll send you more details. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I also want to have a few new members introduce themselves. Let's see. Hasina, you are one of the latest here. And Jeffrey, yeah, let's start with Hasina.
Yeah.
Yes, our latest baby in the family.
Hello everyone. My name is Nur Hasina. I am from Seremban. I'm currently studying law in UM.
What makes you join Toastmasters?
Actually, my mentor from my scholarship program told me that it would be great if you join Toastmasters to improve your public speaking skills. And what is your confidence?
Oh, really? Who is that? Your scholarship, your sponsor, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Good to hear that. Right. Jeffrey?
Yeah, I've attended Toastmasters meetings before, including other clubs and this club, and I just wanted to join because I got like advice from other clubs that if you want to learn, then you should join instead of just joining as a guest. Yeah, truly get to experience the whole thing. Yeah, that's about it.
I think you're one of the more special one because your subject is very different. Do you want to introduce a bit like what you're doing in UM?
Yeah, I'm currently a part-time student with UMCSET. With UMCSET is basically UM, but it's a learning center for diploma students and working adults. I'm actually working full-time while studying part-time. Then I joined UM because my off day falls on Monday. That's why I'm free the whole day to attend the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Oh, UN has got part-time programs. Didn't know that.
UN has part-time in PhD too, but you will
The
take
part-time
longer time
degree,
to complete. Yeah. No, I mean postgraduate wise, research postgraduate, but you will take a very long time to complete it.
Well,
I see.
your UM, we have something called UMCCED, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's where
that's
I'm
what
studying
Jeffrey
now.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where
I
I'm studying
see.
now. Yeah.
I heard it's quite expensive, is it?
For remote learning, executive diploma in management, which I'm doing now, it's 13,000 lah for around 3 years.
Oh, I see. Because I have a friend of mine, he went for the UMCCED, but the medicine course was very expensive. If you compare with the way you enter matriculation, even if it's in the same uni, the price difference is so vast. I used to remember, I think it was in the newspaper a few years back, the engineering course was so expensive, people complained in the newspaper. I got to find that article back. But I mean, come on, it's premium when.
All right, guys, I think that.
All right, everyone, we are resuming from break. Now back to Toastmaster Yunchin to introduce the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you to ASA. So now we're going to the prepared speech section, where club members attend projects crafted in Toastmasters Pathway program and present it to us. Today, we will witness a total of 4 members presenting their speeches. First speaker, Salah, is doing level 1, writing a speech with purpose. I'd like to invite his evaluator, 𝐿𝐵𝐸. His speech is 5 to 7 minutes, so the timer will show green at the 5th minute, yellow at 6th minute, and red at 7th minute. Over time is at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I'd like to invite his evaluator, 𝐿𝐵𝐸, to read out the purpose statement. 𝐿𝐵𝐸.
For the project statement, the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic method for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic.
Thank you, 𝐿𝐵𝐸. I'd like to invite General Evaluator Junhong to read the notes for Evaluator. Junhong.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Hi, 𝐿𝐵𝐸. So a little note for you while evaluating Salah's speech. Salah is completing this project. He has been working to write a speech with a purpose. The speech he created must be well written and clear focus. His goal is to meet his express purpose statement with a well executed speech. All the best to both of you. Now back to you, Madam TME.
Thank you. At the same time, 𝐿𝐵𝐸 is also doing his level 1 evaluation and feedback evaluator speech. So may I invite Yu-Ming to read out the purpose statement for 𝐿𝐵𝐸?
Sure. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during the club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. Back to you, Yi-Chin.
Thank you, Yu-Ming. I would like to invite Junhong to read out the notes for evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Hi, Yu-Ming. So this project evaluator, it is recommended for you to evaluate this portion of the project, which proves that you are a proven exemplary evaluator, which I believe you are. Last but not least, 𝐿𝐵𝐸 will be presenting a speech on the topic, received feedback from an evaluator, and incorporated that feedback into a second speech. All right, I think I messed up a bit, but I'm just gonna end it right here. Now back to you, Madam TME.
So now, I would like to invite Salah, leaving the comparison leading to happiness. Leaving the comparison leading to happiness. Salah, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, for inviting me. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, audience, for listening me carefully. First of all, I want to share my screen. Is it visible to all Toastmaster of the evening? And am I audible?
Yes. Yeah, audible and we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Are you watching the picture? Can you confirm, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to convince you guys on my own concept, that is leaving the comparison in the life. Comparison for me is the emulation, is the competing with others actually. I have the belief that we should leave the comparison. Why? Because I have found it the enemy of happiness, the enemy of persistent happiness in the life. I believe if we want to get a happiness, then we should leave the comparison in the life. Why? As we all know that the happiness is the actually basic purpose of all of human beings, and it has also been confirmed by the famous Buddhist spiritual leader Dalai Lama, who also said that the major purpose of all human beings is to get the happiness, a persistent happiness. And my theory believes that the one and the only enemy in our ages, in student age, is the comparison. And I want to prove it actually in my own life. I just want to, I have, like you can see that I have shared 3 pictures. In first picture, it was my 10th grade confirmation of examination. And in that photo, you can see that I am receiving an award. Before this, there was no competition in my life. When I saw other guys working hard for getting a prize, for getting first position, I started same and got the first. And the second picture, it illustrates that I have also got another medal. It was in completion of the bachelor's degree in university study, education. And in third photo, you can also see that I am doing some kind of work. Actually, it was a government job. As you can see, there are just achievements. There are just a sequence of achieving. And these are good things. Achieving a success, a very good in life. But my problem was that I was doing all these things just because of others, because of competition. So it was going good. I used to be over the moon after each kind of success. But I want to say that that success, that happiness was, not persistent. That used to be ended sooner or later, in 1 month, in 2 months. Then there used to be a cycle of another cycle of desire used to come over me. I had to go for another dream. I had to think about another success. And all this was because of comparison, because of emulation with my friends, with my community, with localities. So what happened in the end? I was not happy. Then I thought that now I should go against comparison, against the will of community, against the will of my family. And I left the job, I resigned that and came for a post-graduation. However, all the community, all my family members, my friends, they were, angry with me for resigning from a job, government job. And I thought this is the time that I should go for a happiness, for my own purpose, for my own will, not because of others. And successfully, I came over on that will. I came over against the all odds and came for a postgraduate. It's okay. And now what I felt actually from all my these three, I have just listed three. What I actually got, I got just two lessons, two important lessons. I think it will be also helpful for you if you may think on this concept. First, I learned that I should always work in present time. I should always work on present time. I should not think about future. Why? Because the comparison always comes about thinking about future. It doesn't come in thinking in your own present time. It comes for future. It comes for future dreams, plans. So first, I thought I should know where I should focus on future. I should just go on about this present time. What I have, I should be happy with this time, and I should work on just this time. And second lesson, the important lesson which I got is to work on your own strengths. I should never go according to others. I should never follow others' strengths. I should not compete with others on their own strengths. Why? Because comparison always approaches you, pursues you for competing others' strengths. They are good in these things, I should go for that thing. This is the comparison, and that's the thing which I want to burn it in all my life. So these were two important lessons for me from my own life. And now I believe all of you will think about it. This is a concept. In the beginning, I said it has pros and cons, but we know all the things have pros and cons, but we always go for a less damageable theory, less damageable idea. So I think this has a much pros other than cons. So I believe all this speech will work in the best interest of all the audience also. So thank you once again for listening me carefully. So now stage is back to you, Toastmasters of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Salah, for the special. Salah. Okay. Next up, we will have Xing-En. She will be doing her level 2, understanding your communication style. May I invite her evaluator, Nazira, to read out the purpose statement?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Xing-En. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of her styles on others. Back to you, TME.
Thank you, Nazira. I'd like to invite GE Junhong to read the notes for evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Hi, Nazira. So during the completion of this project, Xing-En has responded to a questionnaire to help herself to identify her communication style. And back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Junhong. Xing-En, I want to be a divergent. I want to be a divergent. Xing-En, over to you.
Thank you, Yi-Chin, Toastmasters of the evening. Please allow me to share my screen. Can everyone see my screen? Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am 𝐶𝐸𝐸n. Today, my topic is I want to be a Divergent. Have you ever watched Divergent before? It is actually a movie. If you have watched it before, you can raise up your hand virtually, or you want to do it physically also can. Anyone? Yeah, looks like a few of us know what is Divergent. I will still explain what is Divergent. It is actually a post-apocalyptic world where the people are divided into 5 factions according to their personality result tests. Each faction has its own unique traits and importance to the society. Despite having the society organized in a systematic way, but there are still people who don't fit into any factions because they have all the traits and they are known as divergents. Now, you must wonder why this movie is related to communication style. Let me explain. Just like the movie, communication styles is divided into 4 types according to the Toastmasters website, which are direct, initiating, analytical, and supportive. We also need to do an assessment online to see which communication style suits us the most. Let's look at my assessment result. I can't click the next slide. Hold on. Okay, so this is my assessment result. I got no surprise because I always know that I am a supportive kind of communicator. This supportive role description kind of suits my personality too. I use the phrase kind of instead of really because I am not always 100% supportive in every moment of my life. Based on the result, I can be slightly initiating and a little bit of direct and analytical, 3 marks and 2 marks. Anyone has similar result like me? Like for the rest of your communication styles, you actually get a few scores instead of 0. Anyone can raise up your hand for the ones who did this test before. Yeah, okay. Looks like a few of us actually got a few marks also. So this means we actually are a little bit more divergent than we think. It makes me wonder, do we really fit in just one communication style? For me, I don't think so. The world consists of 8 billion population. Do you really think that 4 types of communication styles really can categorize all these people? No, I don't think so. I think everyone can be supportive and initiating at the same time, or even 4 of them together. So I will convince you by using my teaching experience. When I was teaching in SMK, my students are very low proficient and they are very reluctant to talk to me in English. Therefore, I can't really use my supportive communication style there because I need to listen more than speak, right? At first, I did not communicate much with them, and speaking, I tried to listen more instead of speaking because I am usually supportive. I'm very used to listening instead of speaking. In the end, I tell them to do a self-introduction on the first day, but they are really shy, and then they just kept their introduction in 3 sentences, just like any typical students will do on the first day. So I struggled there because I was very used to listening. I'm not a person who is always initiate the conversation or the discussion. So I realized that my kind of communication style does not work there. And I have to be initiating by using verbal encouragement and initiating conversation topics that my students could relate to. So this is the picture of me during my practicum and also the experience of me during my public speaking teaching. And then I remember there was one student asking me, "Cikgu tahu tak, ada banyak orang panggil kamu Cikgu Amoy." And then I was like, oh, of course I knew. I always heard them saying in the back. So when I thought back now, I think I shouldn't be friendly to them, right? I shouldn't be supportive. Actually, I should be direct. I should tell them to call me Teacher Chia instead of calling me Amoy. And then in my experience during public speaking, as a public speaking teacher, I was really struggled too because I faced a lot of problems in classroom management. I remember there was one time I was rushing to finish the lesson on time, but then I didn't notice that there was one of the students get accidentally kicked by another student. And then that student come to report to me, but then I don't have much time to like take care of this situation. I want to be not too stern to them also. I want to be supportive. That's why I kind of indecisive already, and I did not do anything. I regret it because that student kept quiet for the rest of the lesson. And I think back, I should have been direct, right? I should have been direct, grabbing the student who accidentally kicked the other student, tell him to say sorry. It's just very simple, but I don't know why it's very hard for me to do so. So they actually trained me to be more initiating and direct, and also analytical in terms of my classroom management. From here, I realized that my primary communication style does not really suit me to become a good teacher or a good communicator. I need to be initiating, supportive, analytical, and also direct. So all these personality types are really important for me to be successful. Therefore, I want to be a divergent. Do you? That's all for me. I'll pass the floor back to Yi-Chin, Toastmasters of the evening.
Thank you, Xing-En, for sharing her teaching experience and how she is a divergent person. Next up, we will have Fuad. He's doing his level 2 introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Can I invite his evaluator, Joshua, to read out the purpose statement of the project?
Yes. So to Toastmasters, what the purpose of your project is for you to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, and also for you to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening.
Thank you, Joshua. I would like to invite Jun Hong to read the notes for evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Hi, Joshua. So regarding this speech, the member Fuad completing this project is developing an understanding of Toastmasters mentoring. So all the best to both of you. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Jun Hong. I will now pass the floor to Fuad. How to be a success in an organization. How to be a success in an organization. Fuad, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Yi-Chin. Okay, hi you all, fine. Hopefully, you fun, healthy and wealthy, and always support to others. Okay, this is the first speaker of me in Toastmaster UM. Hopefully, I can speak the same Toastmaster in Indonesia, because yeah, I guess there are so many differences between Indonesia and Malaysia. Tonight, I will explain about the mentoring. When I active in 𝐶𝐞𝐚𝐫 is cooperation of student I mean 𝐶𝐞𝐚A, when I studying in University of Indonesia. 𝐶𝐞𝐚A is one of the student organization in UI that coaching and mentoring student to entrepreneurship in my university. 𝐶𝐞𝐚A, there are so many students that they are trading in many factors, such as the trader of effect, trader of in the market, or the others. Yeah, many definition of mentoring from the expert, from the scholar, or the others. But now I prefer the mentoring that I share experiencing with from my practitioner, because the theory sometimes is different from the practitioner. Tonight I prefer and I emulate that the mentoring to be suitable with practitioner. Ladies and gentlemen, many factors that we can success in organization. Many factors and many path how to be success in the organization. I will explain only 3 factors that we can success in organization. First is experiencing and knowledgeable. Number 2 is family minded, and number 3 is loyalty. Experienced and knowledgeable. The mentor already success transfer and emulate the knowledge of 𝐶𝐞𝐚A in the student. A mentor must be deeply known and understand what the real 𝐶𝐞𝐚A and entrepreneurship in for your student. Not only understand, but also he already practice and have a good knowledge of a company in 𝐶𝐞𝐚A. The student must be practice in many part of the entrepreneurship, such as effect, such as photocopy, retail, or the others. Because yeah, the student they must have the knowledgeable product of all the entrepreneurship. Number 2 is family minded. Yeah, I will example about the Toastmaster. We are a little organization in and we feel like a family. So if we are like a close family, we are just eating together, or maybe sleeping together, or vacation together. So that why we have some feeling, some vision, some mission in all of our organization. When we admitted a family, we can share, we can discuss with other heart from the heart. No border on a space. We respectful and we appreciate to each other. So, and then the result is the mentoring we can transfer directly, and we can maximize and optimize the mentoring to another student or another participant. Ladies and gentlemen, the third factor how to be organization, how to be success in organization is loyalty. Yeah, you know, loyalty is full of commitment in one thing that we are committed total to our organization. We will give our life in this organization, from time, fun, and so maybe. And loyalty make big impact and influence to our life and in this organization. The organization, such as the part of body. If hand is sick, so face or the others will be sick too. So the mentoring will be a strongly impact and effect to participant and make a big impact to our organization, such as 𝐶𝐞𝐵 or Toastmaster. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully only 3 factors how to be organization success in organization. One is experienced and knowledgeable. Number 2 is family minded, and number 3 is loyalty. Okay, thank you very much for me, and back to you, Toastmaster Eugene. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing his experience in 𝐶𝐞𝐵. Next. So we arrive at our last speaker, Ravindran. He's doing level 3, connect with storytelling. I would like to invite his evaluator, Minh Khang, to read out purpose statement.
Good evening, everyone. Connect with storytelling. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that's a story. Thank you.
Thank you, Minh Khang. I would like to invite Jun Hong to read the notes for evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ichi. Now for Minh Khang, BTN Ravin is completing this project. He is focusing on using stories in a speech or creating a speech that is a story. Last but not least, the member may use any type of story, personal, well-known fiction, or one of his creation. Now, all the best to both of you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. So I would like to invite Ravindran. Love wins. Love wins. Ravindran, over to you.
Do you know who was the love of my life? Think no further, for it was no other than my mother. She gave me life and love. And she also taught me that in life, love wins. Being her firstborn, Ma always had a soft spot for me. So much so that she will call me pretty. And I will go like, Ma, why are you calling me pretty? I'm a man. And Ma will just look at me and say, yeah, you're pretty useless. You see, Ma will pick on me for all kinds of errands. But I'll find reasons to neglect them. For example, there was one occasion I can recall. Ma said, Pretty, can you come over and help me sharpen the kitchen knives? And I was lying comfortably on the sofa and said, not now, Ma. And Ma hollered back from the kitchen, why? What are you doing? Busy doing nothing, Ma. Ma came out of the kitchen, pointed the knives at me and said, there you are, pretty useless. And I went like, who, Ma? Me or the knives? Ma would just stare at me for a while, turn back with a chuckle and retreat into the kitchen. She was the embodiment of what she was trying to teach me, that in life, love wins. But there was one failed errand that got me into tenterhooks one day. You see, Ma was an investor. She used to invest in the weekend lotteries. So every weekend, she'll compile a long list of numbers for me to go and place the bets. And she'll also give me the money for that. But me, as usual, I neglect to buy them. But I pretend as if I bought, and to add salt to the wound, I'll keep the money in my pocket. Well, the numbers never came out, so I was safe. One fine day, Ma came into my room clearly excited over the moon day. We struck first prize. I froze. You know what had happened? I had not bought the numbers. Now what do I tell Ma? I stood dumbfounded and Ma was staring at me like, show me the numbers. I said, wait a while, Ma, I have the numbers in the car. I scampered out of the house even before Mom could realize that things are not adding up. I wanted to drive as far away as possible from Ma, but call it Ma's gravitational pull. I just went in circles around the neighborhood like a rat caught in a trap. I was frantic, I was desperate, I was flustered. I was a rat in a maze. It was only at the traffic lights when I was in a daze and the lorry behind me gave me one big blast of the air horn that I jolted myself into position and I realized what Mom stood for. That in life, love wins. I had to actualize my love for Ma. I went to the bank. I withdrew 13,000 ringgit Malaysia in crisp brand new notes from my own account, brought it back and gave it to Ma. You should have seen her face. It lit up like the stadium lights being prepared for the night's football match. She was grinning from ear to ear. I had never seen Ma so happy before in my life. Ma slipped away 2 years ago. I was at the crematorium when they wheeled her up to the incinerator. I had one last look at Ma, and I could sense Ma telling me, son, remember, in life, love wins. Looking back, when I connect the dots, it's become clear that Mom used to call me names and give me errands to make me both resilient and accountable. For she knew that in the real world, I will slip and fall much more than I gain wins. I will receive much more brickbats than bouquets. I will receive much more rejections than approvals. So Ma wanted to toughen me up to have self-love. This so that I could pick up, dust myself, and keep going. Sure enough, life gives chances to everybody, you and me included. But we must make good of those opportunities. We can only do that if you have self-love, like the way I did when I failed Ma very badly. But I did good eventually. Yes, Ma taught me that life is not always easy. But she did say that the moment you put love foremost, starting with self-love, the path will become easier and clearer. Ma was indeed right. In life, love wins. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Ravindran, for the story. Thank you for all 4 prepared speech speakers. Now let's vote for the best project speaker. Okay. I think that's all. With that, I shall conclude the project speech session. Thank you once again for all the speakers who share with us their stories. Now we will move on to the evaluation session. The evaluation session will be hosted by the General Evaluator, Junhong. Junhong, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Yi-Jin, for passing the baton to me. Now, first of all, I shall call upon our table topics evaluator. Given time is 5 to 6 minutes. Now, let's welcome Yan-K from TMI-KL Team Collaboration 3 to evaluate all the 4 speakers during the table topic session. Now, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Junhong, VP Group. Well, first of all, I must say I had a wonderful table topic session, so I have so much to tell you, but let me just keep it simple, okay? I'm going to give 1 good comment and 1 room for improvement for every one of our speakers today. So let me first start with Toastmaster Yi-Jin. When this girl chose number 8, I knew she was going for the lucky number. And she got, what did she have again? Door number 8, END stands for effort never dies. So I would like to comment on Yi-Jin's method of tackling this question. Because first of all, she started by repeating the question. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good tip to start with your table topics because it actually buys you a bit more time to think about what you're going to deliver. So that's a very good trick there. And then she went on to talk about a personal story, which is also another trick in table topics there. You just talk about a story and link it back to the table topics question, and ta-da, you got a speech. How good is that, right? So, Yi-Jin, wonderful attempt on this table topic question. If I would like to give you just 1 room for improvement, is be more aware when you use abbreviations. For example, I noticed you use KMPK. For people who are not involved in not so aware of the Malaysian education system, they may not be very clear with what it means. So do make an effort, sometimes to explain what the abbreviation is so that it's more understandable and acceptable for all the audience in the room. Now, moving on to our second speaker, Toastmaster Salah. Question, door number 3, I believe. Oh dear, this question, when I first saw it, I was haunted by it. Don't we all fear long table topic questions? But I thought Toastmaster Salah did a wonderful job. Students today are less smarter because they rely on example solutions from internet to solve class problems. Oh dear. Toastmaster Salah first made a very clear stance. Another way to tackle table topic question, give a clear stance and then elaborate on that. So very well done on that. So you mentioned that you completely agree with the statement. And I noticed that you further justify your stance and elaborate on that. Wonderful job and good way of elaborating on your initial statement. If I would give you any room for improvement is that you do mention that everything has its pros and cons. And then at the end of your speech, you concluded by saying the cons for this statement definitely outweigh its pros. It would be a different approach if you could maybe elaborate or share some of the pros that the internet might bring to students, or if the cons are significantly outweighing the pros, what can be done? Can we use it more intentionally and flip it the other side? So in all, well done, Toastmaster Salah. Now moving on to our third speaker, Toastmaster Danish. I hope he's in the room. Okay, he's not. Never mind.
Toastmaster Danish went for a question that he claims is very familiar to him. Who is your role model and why? Now, this really caught my attention because he went for a very different but challenging approach when it comes to table topics. It's completely overthrowing the entire table topic question and saying, I'm not going to give you a role model, but I'm going to tell you why. He said the only role model should be yourself because you are you and you should be you. I really like how he concluded with a very clear and strong, impactful message saying, you set your destiny and you just be you. So that's a wonderful delivery right there. If anything to improve that I can suggest for Dennis to improve his speech is come closer to the camera. We would really like to see your beautiful face and clearer facial expressions, all right? Now, moving on to our last but certainly not least, our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Noor Hasina. Your question was, if you were the education minister, what is the first thing that you would change? Now, I really appreciate how you also made your stance clear from the start. You said you want to make education free for every Malaysian. And you even attempted to bring in a personal story of yours saying like in Finland, you've experienced that the education is free. But I also noticed perhaps with the nerve, you got a little, you went a little blank. And I'm telling you that it's totally normal for table topic speech. I'm going to just give you a few tips that perhaps you could use in your future table topic speeches. It's, since you already have an idea, a stance, elaborate on that like how our first speaker Yi-Chin did. So you can try to use more of the WH questions like, okay, Finland has free education for all. Up to what age is the free education for? And what difference do you see in Finland society that makes it something that you want to change to our society in Malaysia? So all in all, I would say great attempt to all four speakers, and I can't wait to hear from you all again. Keep practicing and keep going. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yankee, for your detailed and very helpful guide to all the Toastmasters that have attempted the table topics. Next, we shall move on to Toastmaster Hong Yen to provide his evaluation speech to every one of us, and most importantly, to Salah's speech. Now over to you, Toastmaster Hong Yen.
Greetings, Toastmasters, guests, and Salah. Salah, congratulations on your first speech after the icebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the most impressive part about Salah is his opening. He hooked the audience with a picture of his past achievements and strongly expressed his message on the first half of the speech that comparison is the enemy of persistent happiness. Most importantly, he even tied his speech body back to the picture, saying that this achievement is done because of others and not because of his happiness. That's a good point for us to emulate so that our audience is engaged and our speech is coherent. And your hand gestures is purposeful. There's a lot of hand gestures to show your strong point and the different messages that you want to express. And the speech will be much better if you slow down your pace on things that may be sad or the hard truth. For example, when you're expressing the achievement is done because of others, and it will not be a persistent happiness, maybe you can slow down the pace so that the audience can actually understand that this is a quite hard lesson for us to learn, and they can actually understand that it's the key message. For example, you can say like, you can express your thought like this: I slowly realized all these achievements, though bring me happiness, it will not last long because it's done for the others. And one thing for Salah to that can challenge in your next speech is that maybe you can have a much better conclusion. So you can recap the whole thing and re-emphasize the two left lessons that you expressed now. In conclusion, if Salah continues to incorporate great openings and but also improve his pace. He will continue to improve and give better speech. Thank you, and back to you, TME.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hong Jian. So it's back to GE. Thank you. So I really like your encouragement because you're giving a really great experience by highlighting his strength as well as providing areas of improvements. Although it is very how do I put this? You basically gave a very strong point when it comes to area of improvement, which also enlightens me and reminds me to take care of my pacing, which I hope I am taking care of my pacing very well right now. Now, next, we shall invite our second speaker's evaluator, given time is 2 to 3 minutes, Toastmaster Nazira from MISA Persuasive Influence 3. Now, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator Jun Hong. Hello, 𝐶𝐸𝐴n. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for achieving the purpose of your project. I believe that all of us today know and aware that your primary communication style is supportive communication. So being a supportive communicator myself, I could totally relate with your speech today. So here are the 3 C's that I love about your speech tonight. So first of all, you are a calm speaker. Once invited by the Toastmaster of the evening, you soothe our screen with your presence and your voice. So with your sweet voice, you ask the audience whether we have watched the movie Divergent or not. So 𝐶𝐸𝐴n, I was immediately focused upon listening to your voice and question. You also have a clear voice. You also speak very eloquently. Further, you have shown that you have a good amount of hand gestures. I also noticed that you have prepared well based on the confidence that you have asserted and the relaxed tone of your voice. So this could be because this speech is personal to you and you are the subject matter. So secondly, clear message. So 𝐶𝐸𝐴n, when I first saw your speech title, I was wondering what is the message that you would tell us and how would you relate it to Divergent? So I'm glad that I do not have to wait long for that because you immediately told us what is the reason and why you chose the title. So I also love the fact that every transition of the body of your speech, you will ask the audience a question. So this is a very good attention grabber and a very good strategy in engaging with the audience. So upon grabbing the audience attention, right, you continue by sharing the stories about yourself so that we have better idea why you wanted to be a Divergent. So as for myself, the takeaway message that I get from you was that a person should not restrict themselves to one communication style. Instead, we should acknowledge that people who we are communicating with may have different communication style than yours, and understanding your communication style and recognizing others is very essential. So lastly is creativity. I found that you can relate to the movie with your real life story, and I believe that everyone glued to the screen to listen to your story, being a teacher and how your main communication style doesn't really help in attending to the students and thereafter causing some non-effective communications with the students. So overall, the delivery was effective, simple, that suits with everyone. So on the things that I would propose that you could work on is I noticed that from the narration of your story, it was quite monotonous. So I believe that you could bring your speech to another level by injecting some humor or to play around with your vocal variety. For example, when you say that your student called you Amoy, right? You could play around with it and say, they called me Amoy. Or you could say that I'm very angry, they called me Amoy, they should call me teacher. So other than that, the speech conclusion was great and everything was definitely great. And I believe that you have did well for today. And I would like to challenge you for another totally different speech, for example, your humorous topic. So congratulations to you and back to the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazira, for your very effective and very straight to the point speech. And I can sense a lot of subtle area of improvement statements within the strength, which at the same time, if I were to be the speaker, I will feel very important as you call out my name. For example, if you call me Jun Hong, it catches my attention and I just appreciate it. Now that's the strength of what I see so far, and I really like the evaluation. Next, we shall move on to our fourth speakers evaluator, Toastmaster Mingtang, President of Toastmasters Club, Presentation Master 3, to present his evaluation to our fourth speaker, DTM Ravindran. Now over to you.
If I'm given more time to set up my camera positions, it will be good. But anyway, I will fix it temporarily like this. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Here's my evaluation report to distinguished Toastmaster Ravindran. So first of all, I have 2 goods and I have 2 improvements for DTM Ravin. And like for the 2 goods, right, I want all of us, all the audience here, all the members and guests here to emulate what we learned from Toastmaster Ravin. First, number 1, repetitions of central message. Notice that Toastmaster Ravin repeats a lot of terms, the phrase "in life, loves, win." And it's actually part of his central message that he wants to bring to the audience. This is a very good technique for us to memorize, for us to be catch into what's the central purpose. What's the purpose of us listening to the speech? What's the purpose of distinguished Toastmaster Ravin delivering this speech? It's to provide this central message: in life, loves, win. And he total, if I'm not mistaken, repeat this 4 times: 1 introduction, 1 closing, and 2 in the body. It's very memorable phrase, and I'll remember it every time I see Toastmaster Ravin. Good job. Second thing is personalized sounds. Notice that at one point of distinguished Toastmaster Ravin's speech, he personalized his mom and himself. Not only that, he gives us the entertainment speech where he has good use of the stage, the mom, and the son. Also, he puts personality, his mom's personality, into the sound, into the imitations of the voice, the speech. Now you can imitate moms like this, but then you don't have the personality. Notice that Toastmaster Ravin, he didn't change voice at all, but he inject personality. And you can clearly differentiate, even though the same voice from the same person, we could differentiate. Okay, this is talking about his mom, and this is talking about himself. Another good job. Now, 2 improvements. Even though it was a very wonderful speech, but I still can find 2 improvements, which I should, because yeah, it's very nitpicking thing. First of all, is the strong bring home message. Notice that if you remember it, Toastmaster Ravin, in the conclusion, he said, "My mom told me, put love for it, and the path becomes easier." Now, I would like to rephrase it into this more towards the audience, like the bring home message to the audience, target the audience. My mom told me, and now I'm telling you guys, put love for it, path becomes easier. By directing the message to the audience, you can have audience some bring home message to it. And the second thing is camera angle. The reason why I have last minute setup is I want to show that Toastmaster Ravin has good standing up, good use of camera angle, but I can see that some of the hand gestures were missing. If you show your camera angle until like in the middle, your stomach here, the hand gestures and the body gestures could appear more obvious. So this is the end of my evaluations reports. Thank you so much. Back to the general evaluator, Jun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mingtang, for your very active listening skills, which I can observe a lot during this speech by you giving your evaluation. Now, last but not least, we have the last evaluation going on, which will be delivered by the VPE of this club, Toastmaster Yu-Ming, Effective Coaching 1, 2, Toastmaster Hong Jian. Now over to you, Toastmaster Yu-Ming.
Okay. Am I audible? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, General Evaluator, and first and foremost, I'd like to thank Hong Jian for giving a very interesting evaluation speech to Salah, challenging himself to make an evaluation speech as part of his level 1 project. And I'm pleased to announce that the completion he has successfully completed his evaluation project And here I'd like to point out 2 strengths and 2 improvements for his evaluation speech. First and foremost, I felt one of the greatest strengths of 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐻 as an evaluator is his analytical skills. So what is that? So for example, what I can find is that he has taken note on the hand gesture of Salah. That is one. Number 2 is that he has pointed out that Salah has made a very good introduction which hooks the audience, which means that he has active listening skills. And lastly, he also pointed out an improvement that Salah needs to be made, which is pacing. So what you've done, actually, you have shown to us that, especially me, that you are an effective evaluator. And the second strength you have as an evaluator is recommendation. So you actually gave a full sentence, on the recommendation part, and you say that you should say something like this to Salah as a very tangible way to help the speaker, which in this case Salah, to improve his speech, make his speech more impactful in the near future speeches. As for the improvement wise, I believe that you need to include what does the effect on the speaker to you. So basically you say, oh, he make a hand gesture purposefully. Then you have to say, how do you feel about it? Why you need to say that is basically why you need to say that is, I feel personally that the speaker will understand the impact of doing this action in their speeches. That way he can use it later on, or he can know why he needs to improve on his later speeches. So you can say what's the impact of a Salah speech to you. How do you feel about it? So for instance, a hand gesture, you will say, oh, I feel quite engaged, especially when Salah is making a purposeful hand gesture. Lastly, the last and most important thing is to wrap up your evaluation speech. So to wrap up, basically add 1 or 2 words in your speech, 2 sentences in your speech, like to summarize, Salah, I believe you have 2 strengths, which you say, for this case, you make a purposeful hand gesture, you have made a very good introduction. As for improvements, you need to do, I believe you need to make the pacing of the speech right. That way, Salah, I believe Salah will be able to get the full message from your evaluation. That's all from me. To summarize, you have made a good analytical skills and make a good recommendation. As for improvement wise, it's good to state the impact of the speaker to you personally. Say express your feelings and summary. Make a summary, wrap up your speech. That's all from me. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yu-Ming. First of all, I would like to apologize to everyone, fellow Toastmasters, as I have did quite a major error because of my human error. Now I would like to invite our Toastmaster Joshua, Presentation Mastery 1, to deliver his evaluation speech to what Presentation Mastery 1. Now the floor is yours. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you, General Evaluator. To Toastmasters what I like about your speech is that you have a good pacing. You started off by greeting the audience, and slowly you tell us that you came from Indonesia Toastmasters Club and how you transitioned to Toastmasters Club. And then from there, you tell us about 𝐶𝐞𝐚, a student club in Indonesia, and the 3 factors of how to be a success in organization, which leads me to my second point of your strength is that you started out with one idea and slowly expand it into even more detailed points. And as you explained to your 3 factors, I also like how you actually give us examples and details of each factors and how they relate with Toastmasters mentoring. For example, when you talk about family-minded, you say that in Toastmasters Club, we all have we are all family minded, where we can share and discuss the needs of the mentees with their mentors, and respect and appreciate with each other each time when we present our speech. As I was listening to your speech, perhaps I feel that you can add examples of your experience as a protege when you join 𝐶𝐞𝐚. For example, you can give us an experience in one of those factors. Let's say experience and knowledgeable, which is one of the factors to be a success in an organization. Perhaps you can tell us that your mentor teaches you that you should have good knowledge on a certain product. For example, Indomie. What can attract people to buy Indomie? Is it the sauce? Is it the flavor? Or is it the kriuk inside the noodles? So that is one of the improvement by adding your protege experience. The second improvement that I would like to suggest is adding hand gestures. Throughout your speech, we can see that it is part storytelling and part facts. By adding hand gestures, you can give us an imagination of how 𝐶𝐞𝐚 is, and also give us an imaginary list of what all these points are all about and the examples in it. To summarize, I would say you're good in giving good pacing, starting off with an idea and slowly expanding on the idea. And what I would like to see you improve on is adding hand gestures and add a bit more examples in your speech, so to give us an idea of what kind of person you are in life. That is all from me. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joshua, for your innovative and creative evaluation speech by incorporating Indomie into the speech. Now I'm very hungry, and that reminds me that I need a supper tonight. Now I shall move on to the Grammarian Report, which will be presented by Toastmaster Nicholas. Dear English teacher, dear Nicholas, now the floor is yours.
Let me share my screen first. Okay. So let's start. For the word of the day, there's total of 1 from Danish, 2 from Sarah, 1 from Fuad, and 1 from Minkang, which is emulate. The good selection of words that I found that from Fuad was maximize and optimize, and he also says something about we are family, which reminds me of Diesel. Sarah said that the students are too comfortable. That's what I find good from his table topic. Danish, in his table topic, that said time and time again, there's this saying, you set your own destiny. Xing-En said during her prepared speech was listen more than speak. Sarah also said that enemy of happiness and also against all odds, work on your own strength. Binjuan had a lot of metaphors with up like a stadium, right? Connect the dots. So let's continue with any other comments. I think for the 𝐸𝐮, she said she has a lot of pauses in her speech. Sarah is good with vocal variety. Danish has a good sentence structure. He speaks coherently and he is easy to understand. Sarah has good uses of marker, first of all, and however. Easy to understand Xing-En's message when she was presenting her prepared speech. Fuad has a chronologically structured speech, which he has said 1, 2, 3. Binjuan has a good humor and he's using a lot of metaphors, such as his mom investing and also stadium lights. He lit up like a stadium light. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, our English teacher, for tonight's session. Now we shall have our precious timer, our Patek Philippe, my pleasure. Now we have our Toastmaster Judging to present her timer's report. Now over to you.
Okay, so Let me share my screen first. Okay, so this is my time. This is my time report now. So for Eugene, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Salah, 2 minutes 36 seconds. Danish, 2 minutes 2 seconds. Now Hasina, 1 minute 50 seconds. And Salah, 7 minutes 34 seconds. Xing-En, 7 minutes 48 seconds. And overspend 80 seconds in a speech. Fuad, 6 minutes 56 seconds. And Ravin, 6 minutes 54 seconds. For the table topic evaluation, Yan-K takes 5 minutes 33 seconds. Hong-Jin, 2 minutes 34 seconds. Nazira, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Joshua, 3 minutes 4 seconds. Ming-Tang, 3 minutes 17 seconds. Yu-Ming, 3 minutes 59 seconds with overspend 31 seconds. And for the grammarian, Nicholas, 1 minute 45 seconds. And for me, 50 seconds. And Xiaoyang, where is the R counter? Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, our timer, Eugene. Now, last but not least, we shall have our R counter, our abang of kakak police for today's meeting to catch our questions and postulates. Now, over to you, Toastmaster Xiaoyang.
Okay, thank you, Junhong. Let's give me some time to share my screen. Okay, so is my screen available? Okay. Okay, so here's my R counter report. So let us congratulations to Toastmaster Danish, Nazira, Joshua, Ravindran, and Yan-K for making no pause filler in their speech and also evaluations. So for other Toastmaster is Chin, 3 times, 2 times with a total pause filler of 5 times. Ming-Kang, 1 times. Nicholas, 1 times, 1 times for a total 2 times of pause filler. Zijun, 1 times. Xiaoyang, 1 times. Junhong, 1 times. Muhammad Jeffrey, 1 times. Salah, 1 times. 2 times, 6 times, and repeated words, you know, for 5 times, and total pause filler of 14 times. No Hasina, 3 times, 5 times, and a total pause filler of 8 times. Hongjian, 1 times, 1 times, and total pause filler 2 times. Yu-Ming, 1 times, 1 times with 2 total pause filler. Xing-En, 1 times. Fuad, 1 time, 4 times, 3 times. Repeated words, yeah, 3 times, and a total pause filler of 11 times. And that's all from me. Back to you, Junhong.
Thank you, our R counter. Now we shall proceed with the general evaluator report, which the general evaluator me is going to be talking about the general comments. First of all, I would like to thank Toastmaster Yu-Ming, the VP of this club, to invite me once again to be the GE of this meeting, which I can help myself to, and also everyone to give feedback on me polishing my general evaluation skills. Now, first of all, I really like how this meeting was organized, and I'm really inspired by how many inspiring titles, speech titles, especially that I'm seeing today, which gives me a lot of light, especially when we are closing our 2022. But this gives me the light to move forward to 2023. Now, for me, the only area of improvement, sorry, am I muted?
Sorry to interrupt. I think the R counter, Xiaoyang, has difficulty unsharing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think it's looking for the, okay, now it's unshared. All right. Looking for the button.
No problem. First of all, I would like to congratulate every speaker as well as every evaluator for achieving your role by giving your purpose to the speech, as well as giving your helpful feedback to the speakers, as well as all the technical role players, our GTA, Grammarian, Timer, as well as our counter, not Grand Theft Auto, I'm not violent. Then the only area of improvement I would like to highlight, which I may suggest, is to include the more of the notes in the notes for evaluator. For example, for the first speech, writing a speech with purpose, maybe we could incorporate into the slides where about this speech, this member will present something to elaborate further and inform all the Toastmasters as well as the guests about the purpose, as well as why this speech is being delivered. Now, other than that, I hope I'm not taking too much time because 9:50 is going to be the presentation of awards. All in all, a very great job for the committees, and I really like this meeting because everyone switches on their camera and I feel very engaged and I can see all your beautiful faces in my screen. Now, that's all for my general evaluation report. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Yi-Jin.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. A second for me to share my screen. We have now come to the last part of today's meeting, the award ceremony. We're announcing the best table topic speakers first. So, drumroll, please. So the best table topic speaker would be Danish. Danish. Yeah, I have ASAA to take photo with us. Spanish here. Okay, it's okay. I think we'll just proceed to the best project speaker. So the best project speaker goes to Ravindran, our distinguished Toastmaster. You just have a photo. Can I have the SAA to take a photo for us?
Sure. Give me a moment.
Okay.
All right, complete.
All right.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Next up would be the best evaluator. So the best evaluator goes to Min Kang, our Mr. President. Where is he? Can I have the SAA to take a photo?
Sure, smile. Okay.
Okay, congrats. Okay. Final one. We'd like to appreciate our general evaluator. So thank you, Jun Hong, again for coming over to help us out. And can I get a photo with Jun Hong? See.
Okay, done.
Okay. So I think that's all from me. Congratulations to all the winner. And I shall now pass the stage to President Min Kang for the closing address.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today's theme, learning from examples. We have learned a lot of things from our project speakers. We learned 3 points of happiness from 3 points of achieving happiness in working, studying life from Toastmaster Sala. We've learned 3 factors to succeed in an organization from Toastmaster What? We've learn to be what? Learn to be divergent and dynamic in communication style from Toastmasters Xing-En. We have learned that using personal story to give a central message. In life, loves win from Toastmaster Ravin. So many things that we learned today, and I hope that all of us gain something from today's meeting. Your 2 hours spending here gains you a lot of message, a lot of things. Take home message from some of us already at home. So take home message from all the speakers, evaluators, role players, grammarian timer, and also the host, TME, TTM, GE. Everyone here today did a great job in making this meeting possible, making this meeting a successful one. A quick announcement, our next meeting, it's not a meeting. Our next event is a Toastmaster Club International Speech and Evaluation Contest. Now, the registration form is still open. I will urge all the new members and all the current members to apply to register for this once in a year contest to show that what you learn in Toastmasters, how far that you have achieved, how far you have learned, compete with other members, compete with all the members in our club. That's on 12th of December, shopping day, 12th December 2022, physical only contest at APSUM. Now, again, I would like to thank all the external role players coming for us to help us. Thank you, Yanke, thank you, Nazira, thank you, Junhong, and I thank you, Ravin. I hope that I don't miss anyone. Thank you, Danish. And also one more person. Thank you, Dave, for joining halfway from Subang Toastmaster Club, right? Thanks again. See you again in our next meeting, next activity, a contest. Apart from contest, our next regular meeting is on 19th of December, right? So for new members, for current members, book your speech, book your slots, and I'd like to hear from all of you soon. Thank you so much. And since we have like 4 minutes, I would like to ask for feedback. Perhaps let me ask Dave, you joined halfway. Do you want to introduce yourself and give us a feedback? What do you think of our meeting today?
Hello, yes, you can hear me?
Yep.
Yes, yeah, I think today's speech is very good, and I really enjoy listening to you all. And I actually, I'm sorry, because I don't have any topic to say, but I'm just a guest, so I just here to learn from you all. Yeah.
Thank you so much. One more person is our latest addition to our family. Just joined our club just now. I'd like to welcome Aish or Faris, right? Faris or Aish. Introduce yourself to the club as a new member. At the same time, giving us feedback. So how do you think of today's meeting?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello. To start off, my name is Faris bin Ismi. I'm a University Malaya student taking. I'm a first-year student taking TESOL, teaching English as a second language. I just entered the club this evening, and I'm very glad to be here. And for today's session, I learned a lot about how delivering speeches through. I think what's the most interesting thing today is how do you present in an online situation? You know what I mean? Because it's not as easy as you think it would be. And I thought that I think that's pretty interesting coming from all of the presenters and the evaluators speaking online and presenting your table topics online. So that's quite That's really impressive for me because it's not as easy as you think. I'm very excited to be here for as the latest member, and I'm looking forward for all the sessions for the upcoming sessions. And yeah, thank you so much everyone for having me.
All right. Thank you for coming. Now I'll open the floor to anyone from the external clubs, right, to share with us, invite us to club meetings. Yes. Anyone from MISA? Ravi?
Hi, this is Dave here. I just have one question to ask you. I just wanted to check with you, right? For University Malaya Club, right? The Toastmaster Club here, are we supposed to prepare our speech first before we join this meeting, or we will be given a topic like in the Zoom? Yeah, because I'm not sure the nature of the Toastmaster Club here, because I understand that maybe different Toastmaster Club, they have their own setting, or maybe it's different. Because for my Toastmaster Club, right, when I join their Zoom meeting, right, I will be given like a topic to talk about. And I respect that there are some Toastmaster Club that require you to prepare the speech first. So I'm not sure about your Toastmaster Club here.
Okay, to explain to you, we do both. 3 sessions: table topics, evaluation. Sorry, table topics, prepare speech, evaluation. Table topics is one of the topics prepared for you. Just join and given a topic and talk. Prepare speech, members only. Prepare beforehand. Preparing beforehand, attempt a project, deliver in the club meeting. Yeah, I hope that answers your questions. 2 sessions serving 2 entirely different purposes. Right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. I saw Nazira was unmuting just now.
Thank you, President Mingkang. Hello, everyone. I'm Nazira, Vice President of Education from MISA Toastmasters Club. MISA will be having its meeting number 548 on 15 December at 8 p.m. So if anyone who are interested to join our meeting, feel free to contact me. I'll drop in my phone number in the chat box later. Thank you.
No more invitation. Yes, Ravi.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for this privilege. I'd like to make a small announcement. Next coming Monday, Monday the 12th of December, 7:15 p.m., Mid-Valley Toastmasters Club will be hosting a panel discussion with myself as the moderator, topic being how to build a successful club. There'll be 3 experienced Toastmasters, all of them coming from Sabah. One is a division director in Kota Kinabalu, and the other a Toastmaster in Labuan Toastmasters Club, and another who has been a long-serving member both in West and East Malaysia. So they're very experienced people. Feel free to come and join. You can ask questions. What we're going to explore is how do you build an active, vibrant Toastmasters Club, 7:15 p.m. Anyone interested can message me. I'll give you the particulars. Thank you, and back to you, sir.
Thank you. So for all members, we're paying the $45 US, not the price is not the Toastmaster fee. $45 US is Toastmasters International membership. Means that you have access to basically all the clubs in the world. Feel free, especially encourage new members to go and join other clubs to see different audience, perhaps to even play a role in the clubs. Give yourself a challenge. All the people that you wouldn't know, because other clubs, right? Try yourself. Give yourself a challenge. Thank you so much. And I will see the time is already up. I would like to adjourn this meeting. See you next time. Goodbye and good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
One more message on the contest next Monday. Yeah. Okay. As for the contest.